It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and we have wonderful guests. And I have a very popular guest today, and that is Miss Jenny Lee. Let me bring her on right now. Hi, Jenny. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Haven't done as many shows lately, but it's good to be back when I can get back. But I'm really excited about our talk tonight because a lot of people don't know what's going on with everything, and we've had we're going to. Can I bring up on the screen what we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Golden Age.
That's not the size I wanted it to be. Let me fix that. There we go. There, Golden Age of America in New York Post. Donald Trump, 45th and 47th president, vows, Golden Age of America. So that's exciting. And that's what we were going to talk about, right, Jenny?
The Golden Age is upon us. And if we're not in it already, I mean, you can sense and feel it, what's going on. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing. And we've been waiting for this moment in this world for a while. So it's great.
For a very long time, really. Excuse me, I think I have to hook something extra up here. But maybe not. You can hear me all right? Is my audio okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your take on the Golden Age?
Well, this is the thing is, as Spirit said, follow the yellow brick road, follow the stairway to heaven. I mean, it's all about freedom. Ringing in the Golden Ages and the Golden Empire and the abundance for humanity. So that's the most important thing. And it ends enslavement. And then we work on projects that it is fruitful for our world instead of devouring it and dismantling it. And then I think it annihilates the between the rich and the poor.
Excuse me. 1 second.
That's okay.
I have something that I need to try to fix. If you can hang on 1 second. I didn't notice this until we already got on. Well, I guess I'll just leave it. I think the sound could be a lot better, but there's something that's not hooked up properly, but we'll just let it go for now. As long as you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Let's see if we got anyone in the chat. We already do. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. Happy that you're here, and what a wonderful world we live in. we got some rough roads to go over, but in the long run, it's
I mean, they keep saying to us in every forum is like you're chosen, you were picked to be here, and so now we're in this process. Do I think that it would have been a little easier to be around when our grandparents or our parents, I don't know, maybe, but this is where we're at, and so we have to get through it. So we're doing the best we can, and coming together because um, everything's changing on how we're viewing things and how we're feeling things, sensing things, and then the reality of the truth is coming in. Um, and to bring up Trump, he's just doing what I expected him to do, is just completely annihilate the deep
He has
state.
hit the ground running.
Oh, he was ready.
What I'm
He was
hearing.
like, just wait. And I could tell you that was the
I
attitude. You
know.
just wait, it's coming. The
Wow, this
hammer,
is awesome.
sword,
And
everything is coming at the right time. So, um, I I don't know if you know. I was saying yesterday, and I'm seeing some stuff like, I believe that insurance is going to be gone. I believe he's hinting in North Carolina about insurance because it's a big fraud process. What's going on? I believe there's a lot of things that he's taken down, especially what he took down today. You know, all these agencies that try to control what we would say and what we would do, and now they are cut off.
yeah, he's restored freedom of speech.
Yes.
I've said in a number of other things too. Um, let me post this that people can read. Just might be of benefit. Let me see here. This is a cat in the sea from, I believe it's Telegram or Anon Up, and this is pretty amazing what has happened already. He's getting rid of the IRS and all the debts connected to the new, to the new financial system.
Yeah.
Many reasons why the deep state's burning down LA was it's a warning to destroy evidence servers, freak out rooms, to rebuild LA, money grab of trillions. LA connects the deep state, global ops, trafficking, money laundering, pedo, underground nuclear bases, stealing billions. Well, you can read it. I don't have to read it to people, but I think one of the things that I think Jenny and I both like to always emphasize is, remember, this all started because of the children.
Yes.
And
It has. It's and yeah, and that's the thing, is that's at the end result of that, what brings us down to the whole reality of things. And still, in phases, there's still denial of those phases, and it's in communities. So I mean, we're down to the phase of, like Spirit has said, it's not your responsibility anymore if they wake up. They've chose that reality, and it's going to hit the pavement hard, and it's going to be pulled off pretty quick. So I mean, we're just down to phases of dismantling that are coming in very strong. So I think FEMA's gone. I think insurance is gone too. I mean, I think next week he's going to start going after the states.
After which?
The states.
Oh, the states. Yeah, the states are all corporations.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, California and Minnesota are the worst. So I
don't
think,
know. Arizona's pretty darn bad.
Yeah, Arizona's in that list too.
Oh yeah, very bad, very bad. A lot of corruption there, and an unwillingness to adopt common law and to act accordingly. So we'll see about that in any length of time. I have another little post I could put up that's interesting. I think it's also from Cat of the Sea. And this is going on this is from Q the Storm Rider. Trump is getting ready to remove military powers from the deep state military generals, admirals, colonels, and heads. So the panic is there, and it also is. It appears that they're going for Mexico too, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of corruption in Mexico that bleeds over into America. But anyway, there are some great things happening. I'm just absolutely amazed. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like I
I
said,
mean,
hit the ground running, and he's hitting all the most important things right out the gate. So,
yeah. And this is the thing, and you can go back to one of my YouTubes, is I told everybody with North Carolina, in that area where the storm hits, I want you to watch, and I said this, once they bring in technology, once they'll get housing, watch the funding be a different type of funding, watch the supplies. You want to look at that example of how that's going to accumulate in North Carolina. It's going to happen. I think he's speaking in California tonight too, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of military people are really going to be happy about that. But there's still a lot of areas. I mean, LA is literally. I have a friend that's down there, and he's been sending me pictures, and it's a war zone. There's a curfew. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and the rest of the nation's not aware of where we're at on things. He even told me that people are just drinking because they don't know what to do. Um, and they can't get back in their homes, and I just don't think that that's going to happen the same way North Carolina is. So it's because it's a constant deterioration, and it's going to go back to islands again, and that's what's going to happen. So, so we're in a process, and he is leading. That's the whole thing: leadership, leading, and it brings that understanding of responsibility, of knowing what direction you're supposed to go in, because people need the structure of knowing what's really happening instead of we can go with the regime that was there before, and there was no leadership, there was no understanding, and the American people gave up. Well, now it's back. They forget how much he used to work constantly on a constant basis and then just kept signing things over and over and over and over. You're going to see more of that, but he has a mission this time, and it's to take them all down, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to do it, and well, you saw in 2016, and right at 2016, after he got voted in, all of a sudden, all the left and they started just attacking him. And then,
they've never stopped attacking him, it seems. My God.
Yeah, man. But you're kind of seeing a little of that again, and the same type of product pushers and all that's coming out again. And this is what they do. This is the MO until they dismantle him. And so I was telling people the other day, just don't go into the fear process. Step behind that and just watch the phases come in and let it develop. You just got to let it happen across the board. So it's a strong situation that we're developing in and going. But like I said, I think the IRS is already done, guys, and I think it's been done for a while. Now that we paid and paid and paid and paid and pay, now it's time for them to pay on the other side. That where all our money went and who was behind it. I'm just telling you, to honorably do what he needs to do, that's the thing that needs to be done. But the people still need to step up and say no on the situation too. Because, I mean, your money is going to a corrupt situation. You have to get to a point where you're saying, no more, I'm not doing it. So, and that's the whole process of this. And he's showing you what he's going to get ready to do. I am looking for cash, head of, part of the DOGE, and on that process to see how they're going to get the government down to probably a minimum of people, a minimum. And these jobs that we don't need, positions that we do not need to, they don't need to make money off. They create positions not for anything that they're doing their job. It's just to look like we have to pay for this. Don't be surprised the government shrinks down to 14%. You know,
And
statewide. Huh?
That's a tax on only things that are brand new.
Right. We don't need this big government no more. The higher technology and stuff, advancements coming in, and we have to reestablish honesty. The trust for the public is going to take some time. Because I'm telling you, they have looked around themselves in every area and like, we got fucked. I'm just sorry. And they're like, no more. So to change that veil of understanding, they're going to have to see consistency and change on a constant basis. They're not going to stop. They need consistency. And like I said, the elders are going to have the hardest time accepting this, that the abundance is theirs and that they're not going to get in trouble for having the abundance or being taken care of properly. And like I said, and I've said in my other YouTube, keep an eye on North Carolina. That's your example of the advancement of technology and a new development that you're going to see and the abundance of money that's going to surface. Trump's known for going in an area, bringing trucks, giving supplies. That's what he does. So I'm just showing you, you're going to see that more and more and more.
Yeah. Kevin just mentioned that the IRS was unconstitutional from day one, as are many of the codes and statutes, which are the color of law that they constantly put on the American people with, you know, fines, taxes, you name it. We've been robbed blind.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be handled, and people need to see accountability as well. You know, like some of these people that we know have done these horrific things need to be brought to justice. If any regular American had done any of that, they would have been doing time for sure.
Well, I mean, the free money has been cut off to the immigrants. It's been cut off. It's done. So there's no cards to get free food anymore. There's nothing. And he said he was going to cut it because we have to start taking care of our own people. After we take care of our own people and get us back to a certain balance, then we can really start to look at things worldwide. But we need to reestablish our strength here first and rejuvenate the economy and put Americans first and giving them the choice to be the first ones to make the money and then move on from there. We have to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just going to say in RFK, Robert Kennedy is going for make America healthy again. And that's a big issue too. People are sick and
definitely
poisoning from the sky, poisoning from the water, poisoning from the food. I mean, it's just endless. And
it never ends.
It shows how we really are, though, doesn't it?
Right. I mean, that's the whole thing. Bringing out the real food when that'll be nice. That's going to instantly help. And then the devices that I think this is the thing, and I'm going to say this because everybody was worried about Trump being on the stage with these other people and saying certain things. He's very good at putting his enemies and the people that he's taken down right in front of your face and him showing you. And I do the same thing. I could be right in front of people and I'm analyzing and I'm trying to figure out their strategy. I've done that in the past. I've done it on YouTube. And so the first thing when he is presenting that, because we're still in a show, we're still in this process, this is the thing. And what I didn't like is it went straight into fear. And I'm like, This is not happening. We have to get the higher technology going. There's a corporation, I don't think it's that corporation, but I think there's a corporation behind it that it has to start to stimulate manufacturing, getting these, because your clinics, your hospitals, all those devices are the new ones that are going to come in, and how they're going to implement them. There has to be a process that's coming in. So the Stargate, all this stuff has to begin. Now, what you're seeing in front of you is like worldwide, statewide, the bad contracts that the state and the government take advantage of, and milk these contracts to take advantage of the taxpayer. So there's a lot of stuff like that that's happening, and you're going to see those dismantling of those phases coming. So what I'm saying on that situation, he's going to use them as an example. And it's not going to be fun. Just like Fauci, and just like when COVID came out, and you saw how he had them very close and tight with them, but he wasn't. He knew he was going to take them down. But the first thing is we have to get out of 3D, and this is the thing. And I'm not happy, and I'm going to say it now, I'm not happy with Perez right now and the way he set that. It was very irresponsible. And I'm saying that right now because it set a chain effect of negativity, and it set a chain effect of fear. And we should not be feeding the fear right now. We have to flip the script on this and get things going. And when you're signing and signing and signing and implementing, documentation, change is coming. That those corporations and pushing the product pushers and pushing them, saying, go do it, take care of it, push this narrative, a negative. That's got to stop. It's got to stop, and you have to look at things clearly. So I said at the end, you're going to know who's serving the light and who's serving the dark. Cross the board, no matter what. And people might think I'm being a little harsh, but this is at the end of where we're going, and we need to be clear on the mission, and we need to focus straight through all the bullshit.
Well, I think one of the things that is, are you referring to his speech about the investing all this money in AI and did you see that?
Part of it, yeah.
That was I've heard a lot from a number of people very disturbed about that. People were saying Trump sold us out. He sold us out to the AI and the deep state and yada, yada, yada. And I don't understand why he came out with that right out the gate either. I don't even believe it was. I mean, they do have CGI and they do have a fake Trump. Of course, you can't tell the normies that at this point in time because they don't realize everything that's going on. But some of the truthers that I've talked to were upset with that particular presentation.
But okay, so let's look at this, Gail. How they present that. None of this is easy, but there's a reality coming that's going to make people hit the ground hard. There's no soft mode no more. Get used to these modes of toughness, because you better put your shield on. You better, because right now in these days and how this energy is changing every day, we're already going through it. So this is the thing. He's not being light on his foot on taking care of the deep state. Well, there's just certain things you're going to have to get through and understand how it's going to come out in a very raw way across the board. And so, and I'm going to tell you, some of these truthers were not there in 2016. They were not standing right by him, seeing when we were on Twitter getting blows and hits every day, and conspiracists like stand with him, fight. We did every day. It was exhausting. I'm like, gosh, when's this going to end? And this is the thing. This is part of the spiritual war. there is no soft blow anymore. This is a hard reality that's coming. And I told people in my groups, and I said it on YouTube, stand behind a plate of glass, pull yourself away, and look at reality. What's really going on? What's really happening right now? Dismantling in every way. Everything's going to be seen for what it is. And so the thing is I want my followers of the light to listen to their instinct and listen to that and follow that path that's going to lead them on the abundance on the other side. The ego, the idolizing, it's gone. I mean, this is what people, Gail, even for where I'm developing, where I'm going, it has not to do, at the end of this, it's doing another mission, flipping the things, because you change, you lead people, and they are all this podiums of light creating. They're all supposed to be creating. It's coming. And they're going to be holding other lights for other people. So that's the whole thing. So, and people and spiritual people should know this by now. Give that power up to where it belongs. Give it away. Let the people have it. Let them make their choice. Let them follow that path. The enslavement, I don't care, flip the table, follow the yellow brick road, go up to the stairway of heaven. It's coming. You can't contain it. You can't control it no more. Just let the people be free. There you go.
They just don't want to let the people free, do they? They just want to control and make us bring in more slavery than we've been in. But it's not going to happen, and it's so uplifting to see what's happening, to see some of the people that have been appointed to some positions, like Kash Patel, for one, head of the FBI. That's excellent. But more important than even that is that as our vibration and the vibration of the planet continues to go up, the negatives, the negativity and the ill intent just can't survive.
Yes. They can't. And the whole process of this is change is coming in a very vast way, a very strong way. So with these changes, it's a very good process, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. None of us is sleeping, guys. None of us is sleeping. I'm just saying, it's not happening anymore. It's all changing.
And I welcome the change. It's been a long road with all the stuff going on that, a lot of people have known about for years. And they say that even those of us who've known quite a bit are still going to be amazed, because it goes even deeper than what we know. And so that should be very interesting.
Oh, I think so too. I mean, it's changing in so many ways, but it's all good, I feel, So, I mean, we're developing and changing for humanity. And so this is the process right now of, and that's why I tell people, you have to hold the line on this process. And that is the part where we end up hitting the floor very hard and standing right back up. And that's what's hitting us. These blows that we're getting. And then you take it in, you think that's the reality. You're not behind some camp. And they told you that from day one what was going to happen. You're still not there. You resisted everything. You made it through. Look back at where you are. You made it. So here out is going to be easy in a different way for everything. So the only thing that, I noticed that's changing a lot is just people now, they want to jump on the bandwagon of spirituality and get away from the church. And because now they're like, I'm ready to go with this. I'm ready to do serve humanity. I'm ready to fly with it. I'm ready to learn my capability. I'm ready to serve. It's coming because there's a calling inside us. It's awakening.
Yes.
It's awakening inside our soul. And everybody's like, I need to connect to people now. I need to find how I'm serving in the future. That's the whole situation. So now to say this in a way, and I can be very clear with this. As long as I did what Spirit needed me to do since I was very young to be here, and we're at the end, but I could tell you the warriors and the ones that have been doing this for a long time, when this ends, we're ready to go.
Oh, really?
We're ready to leave. I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, because the money's not going to appease us for a good 24 hours. Then after that, we're going to feel like, okay, we're kind of done because we did what we were supposed to accomplish. I was watching something today. It's a post that came on Facebook, and I want to bring this subject up. So all the testing, I'm going to describe it in a way that people will understand. The testing that you did at a very young age, and I remember maybe I started at 4, they started doing this testing. They did your ear testing. They would put you in a room and test your ears, and you had to go up and down and up and down. And I found out today it was a part of a project for the CIA.
Great.
And I sat back and Spirit goes, do you remember how much testing they did on you, Jen? They would pull me out of class and bring me back in all the time. And they did that for a long time. And so they were trying to figure out about a lot of us for a long time. And some of us slid underneath that process, but some of us did not. So do you remember getting that done when you were young?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And so, and there were different levels of that. And I just did not think about that memory till today when I saw a post like that. I was annoyed because I didn't want to sit there anymore and do it. But yeah, it was, so there's just so much programs that we're going to find out in the future of what they were trying to find out. In some way, Spirit was trying to protect us in many ways. So, this, the next 2.5 weeks, it is literally its warrior process of putting your shield up and understanding that stuff's going to come. And they're going to confuse you and they're going to try to break you, but don't get in that process. The golden age is upon us in every abundance way.
And in order for that to happen, the truth has to come out. And disclosure has already started. They have released the files on JFK, Martin Luther King, and Robert F. Kennedy.
Right. They released them, but you guys understand? There's details are not coming out. You know what I'm saying? That here we go with society. They're reading them, but they're not really, they're thinking that's so old, such an old process. None of our generation remembers that situation. So it's not in the young mind to understand how important that is. So, I mean, that's why we need the film strip to get our focus on one thing and make us focus on that. I'm just telling you that having the TV focused on one show for a long time till it seeks into the mind, because you're seeing it. And I'm like, you would think this would be bigger news, and it's not. It's getting slide across the board on it, and it's getting slid on the side. No one's really giving you details or talking about it. They're going to other subjects, and they're more worried about Trump's on the stage with these other guys and this AI program and all this stuff. Who cares? This is like the kid thing, it's not a focus. And that's the whole thing. This is that, like Spirit says, bringing the whole system down and then replugging it back in, and then you won't see all this. It'll be gone. That's what.
When have you ever heard in your entire life where they threatened to send someone home without pay for wearing whoever they might like a Trump shirt? This guy wore a Trump shirt, and they were going to send him home because of it. What?
Nowhere. But this is the thing, Gail. Lawsuit, insurance lawsuit, employee lawsuit, government lawsuit. There's not going to be money left. Everybody's getting sued now. You watch the flip of all the lawsuits that are coming, and I'm sure the ones that did not take the backs were like, damn, we're not going to get it. Because they're like, no, we don't care. But the vaccinated, if they're around long enough, I mean, there's lawsuits for that. There's lawsuits going against the hospitals, the doctors, the pharmaceutical. They're going to dismantle all of that. It's all being dismantled. Lawsuit after lawsuit. No one's going to have any money that screwed us over anymore. Education. Lawsuit.
Yeah.
Across the board. Across the board. The states. The legal system.
What's financed the old system?
Finance systems, bank systems, all of it. Lawsuit, 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 lawsuit. You want to know how much documentation is out there? Unfolding. Let me tell you, what you're seeing now, these people are going to be tired and wore out. When you saw 2016 how Trump's crew and his administration was wore out and he had to trade them out, let me tell you, you're going to see a lot. As he says, you're going to get sick and tired of winning. You're going to money's just going to be there, and you're not going to care because it's just there. But getting paid back from your ancestors, their blood, sweat, and tears, that's what matters. I mean, it's just going to get to a point. I want you to think of this picture. When society as a world has enough money, because it's a world situation, when they have enough money, and you have all that. I want to talk to you about how much it occupied your mind to be worried about that. Okay? What can you do after that point? You have to serve humanity, find something to do for humanity. You have to find a way to connect with people. So it is a society of balance that's coming in. And enslavement will be gone. So, and I don't know for myself or you, I mean, vacation to me is not like going to some tropic island and stuff like that. It's just literally letting the mind go. It's done. Well, shit, what's the next project? That's how we are with Spirit. Because it ain't going to work. There has to be another project coming in. Because they formed us in a way of going and going and going. They did not form us in a way of just sitting back and relaxing. It's just the way it is. There's everything that challenges you, something bigger comes in, and then there's a bigger process that you're going to deal with. And then you're going to look back and go, how did I get through that? So everything changes. We evolve as beings. And our capability of our strength and where we're going, and the whole telepathic, intuitive, all that stuff is going to advance in a different way. Like the healer is going to advance in a different way. I think you're going to see a massive rollout of the awakening in a different way of verifying all the information in so many ways. So change is coming.
Big change.
Mhm.
Very big change. I'm looking forward to it. Just the idea of getting out of slavery and no more of the horrific things happening to children. I want to keep bringing that up because it's very disturbing. That's how so much was financed, was
Right.
human trafficking, child sex trafficking, all of that, and that
Well,
down with it.
yeah, I know today I was looking at, there was a big post on that and everything. So there's going to be more that you're going to see at the surface of things, and these kids that were in Iceland and how many were hidden and all that stuff. But then this is the process. Society has to deal with the damage. Society has to deal with the repercussions of that damage, and how are they going to treat them, and where are they going to live, and the families of this world need to open themselves, and those are ways they can help. um, Children, again, of the soul have to be safe on this earth throughout for us to advance in the world, because if we can't keep them safe, we have no future.
Well, we're real close to that right now. That's how serious this is as far as human
Right.
extinction goes. So people really need to get it together. And one of the things that really messes with the dark is the more loving you are, or the more you are heart-minded rather than ego-minded. And
Hmm.
people need to, it's natural for humans to want to help each other when they're not being so stressed out from everything else that, from having to pay. A lot of it is financially related for a lot of
Right.
big percentage of the people.
Right. It is. But because that occupied us, that kept us busy, that kept us
Yes.
in a different enslavement. And now that's not the excuse and the reason why we can't do things. Well, everything's going to be fixed. So, the younger generation, and I was like Barron Trump. I hope he's going to start leading them in a different way of motivation and accessing and seeing fruits that can come to them at a very young age, and that you are not limited. And I think he shows that capability in many ways, and that leadership in many ways. And I hope he starts leading the younger generation
I think he
in leadership.
has a very big and important role to play, and it will come forward in time.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty good though. So there was.
I had a copy of the clip, but I had watched this one video about Barron Trump's response to a smug and just nasty leftist journalist that, was kind of making mock. And it took him a long time. He maintained his cool, and he actually said some very important things concerning, you don't even consider what you're doing and the families and the people behind what you're saying. They're basically, it totally lacks any kind of compassion, any kind of consideration, any kind of respect at all for people in that position. When they endlessly attack his father, when they attack him, when they attack Melania for no reason, just to, because they don't like him, because, well, he's going to put an end to their game, I guess, is why they do this.
Right. This is the thing. This is like the lights, completely strategizing when they're going to be able to completely take down the dark. It is literally Saint Michael, or Archangel Michael, being able to take down Satan. I've been waiting for this. and the angels have been waiting for this to take them down. Trust me, there's strategy and plans. You are not going to know what's going to hit as fast as they're going to come at them. And that's the whole thing. The bottom line, worldwide, universal wide, the one thing that matters, if you cannot save the next generation, you cannot preserve the innocence of the children, there's nothing left to save universally. Nothing. Bottom line.
Yep.
Nature, animals take care of their young. They protect them. How did we become a species of devouring our own children and disintegrating them? How did that happen? You know how it happened? The evil knew that our guard was down, and they pushed their agenda in very slow, twisted ways of sick and disgusting process. Because this goes back to Creator. This goes back to the very thing that Creator has control over. And what the negative wanted is that light inside us that can turn on with Creator across the board, and they couldn't have that with us, that special being that's inside us, because they wanted that. So what do? You go after the kids, because that is going to hurt Creator.
That is so true. And that's what was behind it all, and still is at this point. But
Yep.
many of the large ones have been taken down or out, and I'm hoping that we will be seeing tribunals pretty soon, because that's part of the awakening as well. When people actually see the accountability, confessions, and all that of what they were actually doing, because people don't believe it. I mean, I know that the people that are in our audience, they know, but there are so many people out there, and I know that they know this too, but there are people that just won't talk about it. They don't believe it. They oh, that's, conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
They sure was able to weaponize that terminology. That you're a conspiracy theorist is so, as soon as you don't agree with what the narrative is saying, and the narrative is, I think 99 times out of 100 has been lies.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, and that's the whole thing. I mean, there's a repercussion that's coming with Creator coming after the kids. It's not even close to that process. When you're going to see this earth shake. You're already seeing it. It's responding. And when that happens, I think you'll sit back and go, oh, he's pissed. Oh, he's pissed. So man thought they're way in control of everything. We're at the bottom of the line on this situation. We're at the bottom of the power. They don't have the capability the Creator does. I'm just telling you. Whew, what's coming in is not going to be good. Like the angels. I mean, we're talking millions and billions of angels have been waiting for this war, and it's happening right now. And if you want to get me pissed off, you want to get me pissed off quick, go after the angels. That'll get me so inflamed, so mad, so quick, because that is what protects humans. That is what guards us, what has led us, that has got us out of situations. And they try to dismantle anything that's good of light. And I'm just saying, whatever they could take down, they tried. You're standing here. You got through it. But you have to see the end result of what's to come. So for us, for the kids, we can be strong enough to do this. Do it for them.
Yeah, if you won't do it for yourself, do it for the
Do it for
children.
them. Right.
So important.
Exactly.
Let's see.
So yeah, we are at some, just some stuff that's going on. It's just, we have to witness this.
Let's see. Here's a good question. This is what everybody, when is this going to be over?
Oh my gosh. Overnight would be nice.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If we could just get through another level of a timeline that brings some type of piece of rest. See, the problem is people want to get to the finances, but this is the point. Our soul needs a point of balance. We're not at that point. We're exhausted. We're tired. We're wore out. We have to get to a rejuvenation point. That door has to open so we can get to that rejuvenation point so we can point in directions. You know what I'm saying? We need that retreat day of that 3 days before we get into another battle of situations.
So true. People are wore out. Everybody I talk to, they're just.
Everybody across the world. There is not one person that's not affected by this. And if they're not, I would have to wonder if they are even human.
Exactly. And we do have those too.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of things that have to happen. And if I had to say anything to society right now, you need to buckle up.
It's going to be a rough month.
Everybody thinks, yeah. And the buckle up is everybody thinks that I don't have that last point of strength. You do have it. You're going to get there. But right now, what you have to look at is at least you're having a leader that's leading. They're following. Remember I told you the crowd, as soon as it starts to change, they're going to start following. That lower level is going to start following the crowd of what it's doing, because they want peace too inside their soul. They're going to follow what makes their self feel good. And right now, the negative is running everywhere. Lawyers, judges, police departments, the corruption, they're hiding, but there's nowhere to go.
Well, the whole system, it has been businesses and operating on the color of law, and people have lost their rights. The Constitution was not
Right.
the original Constitution. It was a corporate Constitution. You were an employee of the corporation without actually knowing that. And that's why they could do whatever they want with you. That's how they owned your children. That's how they, it's just mind-boggling how they have entrapped and enslaved humanity, because humanity, they just caught people so off guard and hoodwinked, because we naturally are loving beings. We wouldn't expect that from somebody. To some of the things that have been done, you just wouldn't expect it. So some of these people have seriously been taken over as well, and that's in part why they do what they do. And,
it is. And that's the thing. I mean, Gail, when I came on to the field, as in got in front of YouTube, and I didn't want to do it. I really resisted with spirit. I did that argumentation of like, no, I don't want to do this. This is not going to work. I don't want to do this. And this is the thing. When you are, your path is chosen, and you might resist it, but you're going to, as you see things and you trust spirit to lead you through, I can't see them in any way not watching and witnessing and seeing us through all this. Don't rely on man to have the answers. But you're seeing a consistency of that spirituality leading all these people to where they need to be and make those decisions. The only block that you're getting, that you're seeing to occupy your time or to put doubt in you, is the negative going, no, we don't want you to do that, because that leads to abundance and light, and we don't want that. We've already sold our souls, so we need to take as many with us as we can. And I said, at the end, they're going to try to take as many as they can with them. And so the whole process of this is just, some of us will go to the very end, and I mean the very end, to see this done. The truth.
I'm checking the chat to see if anyone has any questions. There's a lot of comments about Barron Trump. I do think he has a very important role to play and has a heart of gold.
Yes. But is a stellar warrior.
Yeah.
And like, again, was just seated in the light for that position alone, and will stand in it.
Somebody's asking how old is Barron. I don't really know how old he is right now. I know he's over.
I think he's 20.
Is he 20 something? Or 20?
I think he's 20. He might be 19 or 20.
20? Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right from what I've seen and read. I'm just, again, looking through here. Yeah, that's what somebody said. One of those ages. So he's quite young. And his response to that reporter was amazing. It was excellent.
Well, I haven't seen that yet, so.
Yeah, if I find it, again, I'll send it to you. Yeah, this is really true too. Lenora is bringing up the fact that they're not human. Any being that could do this horrific acts are more mankind beings than human. And well, they have done so much genetic manipulation and all kinds of mixing animals and humans and just horrific things that many of the military have seen when they have gone to rescue children through. It's just, they hate us. They hate humanity. And no human could do that unless they were possessed or sold their soul. That's the only two possibilities in that regard.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, that's what I said. I just get ready for some more propaganda to be hit. And when it hits you, you got to go, wait a minute. Let me back up on this. Nope, I'm not feeding into it, not giving into it, not going to let it change the narrative in my mind. I got to stay on the path.
That is so important too, because just like when I first saw that video about the AI and Trump, and I'm going, at first I was going, oh my God, how can this be possible? Why would he do that? Why would, I was kind of like, and then I thought, it's either a spoof, a sting, or a way to wake people up, which he has been absolutely stellar at thus far. So,
so yeah, I mean, the thing is, things are changing in every way, and do I think they're moving us into our homes and keeping us isolated because we can't deal with these weathers and all that stuff? Yeah, of course. But everybody feels the same. They don't want to be stuck and isolated, but we have to do this to get through this process.
Yeah.
And massive suicides are going to come from the deep state, though.
Massive suicide?
You're going to see yep. It's not they don't want to be prosecuted the same way that they expected us to be prosecuted.
Gee, why not?
So they're going to exit out. You're already, yeah,
They dish it out, but they can't
happen.
take it back, right?
Right. We can prosecute you, and we can push you to be prosecuted, but those rules don't apply to us. So we'd rather exit out of the situation versus because they know they won't make it in prison.
Well,
because that has its own system.
that is a system that damages people more than anything. I don't care what they've done; it's more damaging than anything else. We have tons of people in there who are victimless crimes. No crime, no victim, no crime. But common law
Right.
has been usurped over time, and we don't even have the rights that we thought we had. You can say it's
Right.
unconstitutional, but as long as the corporate constitution was in place, it was legal but not lawful. And
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
I don't know what other way anyone could go about it, but I'm really impressed with what Trump is doing and has done so far. And I just laugh at those that they act like they're scared to death, or that Trump. They just the same old crap about he's this, he's that, he's Hitler, he's this. It's just that should be. Those people need a talking to, that's for sure.
It's a veil of understanding. It's a program society, and they're afraid to think on their own.
Yeah, this thing. Making brides at 9 years old. Give me a break. The status of women, the way women have been subjugated and treated so horribly, just makes me want to puke sometimes. And that's all changing too, because it was never meant to be that way.
No, it wasn't. And I don't feel that it's going to be that way.
Yeah, this is true. Mathis is saying, evil had a field day for decades while good people suffered. I mean, you could say, even more than decades for that matter. I mean, it's been going on for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years since we were taken over, from what I understand, by the dark forces. And they came in, they took a little more, took a little more, took a little more, took a little more. Pretty soon, if you don't totally abide by their wishes, you're in deep trouble. Even when you know what's right and what's not right. So.
Exactly. And so, so now I do think that this is going to be a strong weekend. I don't feel like, okay, this is what people don't remember. Trump goes through the weekend. He doesn't stop. You have to understand, they've been gearing up to this. They're not going to go and take the weekend off. They're going to keep going and going and going.
And I hit it. And that's what needs to happen, because that's what, they have gotten so far. They've gotten too far. And we have a time-sensitive situation. We really do.
Yeah.
And people have to realize that. And it's so important to come out heart-centered. It's not all about the money either, even though that will bring so much relief and joy to people, even just debt relief alone, which we've talked about in past shows, the Jubilee. But I've heard people say there's no NESARA. Trump has never said anything about NESARA. So what makes you think it's real? Do you have what's your take on that? Why are they saying that?
Well, because it's something that they put out there because it's too unreal for them to accept. This is the thing. Before people really started talking about this quantum system in NESARA, I picked it up with the quantum system telling me that it's going to be on a fair process. And you know me, I don't care what's going on here. I care about what I'm getting. and want it documented. So I've seen it on the other side. It's coming. It's just a person that chooses, or these people choose to be enslaved.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. Yet they're so used to being controlled and taken care of, I guess you could say, that they're afraid to be just self-responsible for what they need. When yet it's going to be so much easier. We're going to get debt relief. We're going to get some type of wealth transfer, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, but it's coming, and it's not that far away. It's gonna. I think that a lot's going to happen in 2025.
Oh, it's. I think it's already here. I've been saying that there's a copy account for all our accounts that's already implemented. Nobody can take anything out of your bank that you don't allow anymore. They can't just take it now. We're more in control than we realize, but we're not admitting that yet. But you want to know if things are going down? Look what Trump took down today. Do you think anything else behind this is going to be easy? Yes. He shut down all the world organization that tried to contain you, enslave you, and control you. They're done. And I said, you take their internet, you take their platform, they have no voice, they have no control, they're done. They get to choose and decide as we go into 5D, if it's not good, it's not coming. It's not going to be seen. It's not going to be witnessed. You're done.
They're done. They are done.
Done.
That's so good. Let's see. I'm just seeing if we have any questions or anything I should put up there. They were saying that Barron graduated. He was schooled at the best possible school, starting at a very young age. Melania saw to that, and he's a very special child.
XRP, I'll say something about XRP, and I've been telling, it's on my YouTube, and I've been saying XRP is the big party. XRP is the big celebration. XRP is the big flip. XRP is the Illuminati is done after that flips. There's no going back. That's a different celebration that's coming. Watch and see.
Well, I didn't see the one about XRP, but I've heard a lot about XRP. It's going to be very involved in the new money system, as I understand it. And I also heard that the government's going to buy it all back at some point in time.
Well, I think they're using it now, and I mean, for any type of payments and getting ready and all that stuff too. I think the housing cost to purchase land, everything's being redeveloped, reorganized. And I'm going to tell you this too. And I would say this to anybody right now that has signed a contract with the old government. I bet you don't have it no more. That is an old regime. Yes, it's done. You have to reestablish a new contract. You have to rebid the situation. Just because you're assured it happened 2 weeks ago, it's all changed now. It's not a guarantee. Especially, this is the institution of these bigger contracts and these corporations and the commercial corporations and everything else. There's butter and bread on that too. They're going to find that out too.
Yeah.
So,
Teresa, Greg,
don't assume you have it now because you had it a week ago.
Teresa said, do you think massive exiting of deep state entities or whatever they are is already going on behind the scenes? Yes, very
Yes.
much so. Very much so. Pretty soon it's going to be brought forward to see.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is so true.
So making money on the backs of others is over.
Yeah.
That's a reality that needs to come in.
Yes. I couldn't be happier about that. They've been doing that forever. And it's moving right along. I'm just amazed. The things, the executive orders and so on. They want to slow them down, but I don't. Keep going. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Kevin is saying that. I've heard this too. The transition reset won't be called Nasara. It'll roll out slowly and one change at a time. I heard somebody call it Trump Sara. I don't know if that was real or not, though. 9 years ago, but it was never implemented because of the strength of the deep state. And it took someone like Trump.
All it took to a process of the new system has to do with the elders' approval. And then they release the funding into the process that is happening. So it's happening. I tell people, watch who's standing by Trump. I'm just saying, pay attention well. Pay attention how tall, pay attention how short, pay attention to demeanor, pay attention to who's in charge. Don't assume.
Yes.
Because things have changed.
I know that, they have been doing things to try to wake people up to the masks. I mean, sometimes they've made the line of the mask very visible, I think on purpose. And they've done some just trying to get people to notice, rather than just blindly accepting whatever they want. Our biggest problem is the media, though, and they're starting to get taken down too, because if truthful information came out on the media, it would make a difference, a big difference, because that's what some people have been totally programmed by, and they don't realize it. And Kevin is right. People have to learn to take their power back and learn to create their own realities. Well, most people don't realize that they create their own realities. I didn't realize that for a very long time myself, because I said, baloney, why would I be in this situation if I created my own reality? But part of that is when we need to take a look at our thoughts and where it's coming from and what we're saying to ourselves. I can't afford this, or I can't do this, or I can't, that's what you get. That's why it's so important to stay positive. And I have to work on myself on a regular basis about things like that. So that's the process of taking your power back.
Exactly.
How powerful you really are.
Yeah. So it has changed in many ways.
Oh my goodness. This is Lenny, you must be an extreme sensitive person, a woman. I don't even like to use the word person because of what it means. She walks past negative.
Is there any way you can protect yourself? Yes, you can contact me. I can go over that stuff. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's the shielding, and we talk about that daily of what you need to do and all that stuff, and dealing with that process. So, I mean, I have a grounder that's with me constantly. On a bell, I mean, there's so many stuff right now. It's just, I swear we're walking outside our house with hardware on and crystals and everything. I mean, just to get through the 3D. So yeah, I mean we're but yet anybody can contact me. Um, actually, me and Jeep tonight were like, I said, spray the sage on your body, see if it feels like it's triggering. I just you're just getting every sense of things that are changing. And I got today. My ears are very sensitive to sound, but I was playing with my singing bowl today. I could not get that lowest frequency. I was just like, what? I can't hear it like I used to hear it. So are we evolving? Are we changing because we're not hearing that lower stuff anymore?
I heard.
And I did.
I saw a Pleiadian video that expressed that they had found a frequency machine that they took down that was constantly putting out a low level frequency around the planet to help. They're trying to block our ascension in any way they possibly can. It won't work, but they're certainly trying.
No, it won't work at all.
But
so
that machine was taken down, or whatever it was, doesn't exist anymore, and it was putting out a lot of negativity. And so sometimes people feel a rush of feeling uplifted, and
sure.
Those kinds of things help that happen. And the
exactly.
Schumann resonance has been pretty interesting too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Laura Eisenhower's show tomorrow. By the way, I want to let you know, so they can. So and I know her dad was sick for a while, and Marissa on there. So there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm going to talk about on their show besides yours and all that stuff. But and the thing is, what I asked you tonight, it was your energy has changed because of where you are, from your whole demeanor of your relaxation is there versus where you were in Arizona. It's completely changed, Gail. You can tell that your soul is more at peace.
Are you talking about me? Oh.
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Well, thank you for.
I mean, you moved to Arkansas, right? And I mean, you got there, and you're.
Yes,
you're doing
I've
good.
had people tell me that, and that's really refreshing to hear. I think, well, I told you what I thought about the place where I was staying at before, and the surrounding entities. So, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm practically in a forest, you might say, and I love it because trees are like family. So
it is. So I think what's going to change in the future is we're going to have what I want to start doing is creating. It's like Spirit's like, why are you waiting? Like, I don't know. Why don't you start working on the council now? Why are you waiting until the money gets there? You're going to have to start working on these councils now. And what is the councils? The councils, you think because it's above that we can't work on it now. It's like these people have to come together as a community and see themselves in each process that they're coming as together. And so people are like, well, how does that happen? And I'm like, so I asked Spirit about it, and they go, oh, it's all about channeling. So I always saw a group of a circle of light, and then behind that light is you're using these vessels to bring in the information. So this is the thing, like I'm in there's just a group of people that they're saying that these councils in a different way need to start to form here. Why are we waiting? It's already happening. What are we waiting for? The money? No, we should be working on that now. So everybody thinks that the council is above, and when it's already here, we already need to start working on this. So this is something that I'm each person that contributes, it feels they contribute, and then forming this process that we can get into that each light podium and where they are, and to accumulate into balance all together, and it's a system that's already working. So the Council of Light needs to be here now in a different way. We're already at a process that we are already trained to do this. We're already at a point that we're standing in those areas that we're supposed to be in. Now let's put that together. And it's not on any process of if you feel if you're done with training or not. It's just you know what you're supposed to be doing now. You know what I'm saying, Gail? So I believe that we need to start working on that now and not waiting and sit around and waiting for money.
Yeah.
It needs to change now.
Great.
And so, yeah, it's and they told me that last week, and I was like, okay, and then so that process of how that happens, and that's why Spirit's ahead of the game on every situation. So, how can people contribute now? And that's the whole thing. We have to look at the 5D. We have to look and concentrate on that in the 5D. It doesn't just reside in money. That's the whole thing about this.
Here's a good question.
So I think it's important
that you might be able to answer. People wondering, there are a lot of people that own houses, and then there's those of us, myself included, that just rent because we haven't been in the position to be able to buy. And
okay, so I believe that there's going to be funding for that in a program. You're going to have enough money, so it's giving incentives to the owners and giving the owners options. Yeah. Yes,
that's the other thing. Those are private corporations as well that service the dark.
Exactly.
Light. And
exactly.
Other kinds of things
that's going to change
back too for unjust reasons.
Talking about pricing going back to 1950s. Bring it on.
Really? Yeah, bring it on for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, we're changing, we're evolving. So don't expect any shots to stop. You're going to see more accumulating, and the spirit, and then Trump says, as he said, and he's told you, get used to winning.
Get used to winning.
Get used to.
I like that. It's fun to win.
Yeah, it is. It's very fun. So, but in this process of that, I mean, right now it's painful. It's physically, it's emotionally, and so it's just hard. It's just, it's like going through a therapy program, and you want to get done with it, right? And we're all going through this different ascension therapy, and we just want to be done with the program.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. We don't want to be in the middle ground. We want to be done.
Something that comes to my mind when I remember there was a big uproar when Biden was going to forgive student loans. People were just thought that was the worst thing ever, and we talk about forgiving mortgages. People are all happy about that. So why the disparity? I mean, why is it okay for your mortgage to be released, but you don't want someone to be relieved of their student debt? And I just bring that up because it's a problem for a lot of people. They weren't able to buy a house because of the student debt. So, and it's begrudging somebody something. It's just not right. It's not heart-minded. It's ego-minded. And that's what we have to move to, is heart-minded. You have to care about what happens to people and how they have been mistreated, abused, or taken advantage of, or exploited, or extorted from. And because it happens to a lot of people. Anyway,
it does.
And let's see, wow, we got a lot of messages in the chat. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. We're running out of time. We have about 5 minutes left. Jenny, do you want to?
Okay. Well, I mean, then that's the thing is, honestly, it's what's next, what we got to do, what we got to work on, before, like I said, everything goes, and then we're going to be like trying to catch up with everything. So Trump is trying to catch up with everything, get things done. So you have to really look at how you're going to serve society. You need to work as a collective now. You need to connect to those people that are not in fear, they're not feeding fear. Work and start those collective units now. It's important.
Very.
So, yes, it is right now. So it's not one single person that's doing it anymore. It's as the councils above work as a unit together. You need to start working as a unit together. There is no entitlement. There is no, they're at certain levels. It's just leadership of leading us into another door and another dimension and another light. That's all it is. Leading each other.
Yes, and living. Thank you, Lenny, by the way. So she said, I look younger. I appreciate that, Lenny. We all want to look younger.
Feel
aging, even though as we rise in vibration, these things kind of fall into place, as I understand it.
They do. They do. So yeah, everybody can reach me for my website and set up classes, healing, humble healing, readings, and all that stuff. So, and then in my groups, Telegram, and then the YouTube and all that stuff, everything's on my website. So I just want us to get through the next process. We need to get to the next process. But we need to start to work as a collective now.
Yes.
Now. We need to work as a collective.
I agree.
Now, not
I agree. Let's do it. And before we close out, why don't we say a final word for the children?
Oh yeah, okay. Can we do the bell the way? So as I started this whole thing with the children and being honored, that we need to give them a spotlight for them in their way of their sacrifice. So I'll start with the bell.
And I have one as well, and it's a golden bell. Get the sides. Bring in the golden age and never forget the children. That's what started all this. We have to protect our children. Moment of silence and the other bells for the children. Never forget about the children.
Never. So everybody take care. Everybody stay in the light. And we will see you guys all
Never
soon.
forget, the best is yet to come.
Yes.
Stay in your heart.
Exactly.
It's not It's not
Exactly.
intelligence that matters so much now. It's heart-mindedness that matters more than anything.
It does. Exactly.
So thank you for listening. Thank you so much, Jenny. It's always such a pleasure to do a show with you.
You are welcome. Take care.
And everyone, thank you for listening, and we'll see you again soon.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show.
What happened?
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, fighting our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way. We control our fate. Destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors.